So right now, the Russians are in a city called Pokrovsk. And when that falls, the Russians are going to focus all their energy on taking the rest of the Donbas. And Putin has just said he wants to take the entire region by March 2026. So I've come here with guys that are preparing for the next battle, which is the final battle of the Donbas.
The front line is shifting fast. A Russian flag raised in the center of Pokrovsk. A fog has set over the Donbas and thrown everything into chaos. And Russia is using that to move with tiny assault groups, slipping into streets and gardens on the edges of towns before anyone realizes they're there. And it's not just Pokrovsk. Towns like Seversk, where the front barely moved for 3 years, are now reportedly breached. The situation in the Donbas has never been this unstable. So, I came here to find out what's actually happening, what the soldiers fighting in these towns are seeing with their own eyes. And to show how much has changed, this road, the main route into the Donbas from Kharkiv that I've driven for 2 years, was always the safe part of the journey. Not anymore. Cars are burning on the roadside, now within range of FPVs. And that is where our journey begins.
Hey, how's it going?
It's great. How are you? I'm so excited for you to come.
I'm good, I'm good. It's been like, what, a month since I last saw you?
I think almost 2 months, actually.
2 months, oh my gosh.
The car is full.
It is jam-packed. We're going to go drop off some aid. Are you sure about your shoe attire?
Oh.
I don't know if you saw the truck on the way in.
I hadn't realized. Well, these are the shoes I wore last time, so I kind of just thought... Okay.
This is why I love you.
So the last time I saw you was about 6 weeks ago in Kramatorsk, but it seems like everything has changed since.
It has changed dramatically. They killed 2 journalists at the local gas station. The situation is only going to get worse, and we all know that. They will try to decimate our cities before they even get there. They kill cities through fear first, the fear of dying, watching your neighbors die, seeing people die at the gas station. I mean, you're going to watch this over the next few months. This is how they work. And then by the time they get to the place like Konstantinivka, it's gone. They're fighting in rubble. It's gone.
Yeah.
And they need to hold these areas. The thing is the winter's coming. So like we can't just do a tactical retreat to a different position because we can't give up this ground. Every single inch matters right now. Mm-hmm.
Everywhere has these nets.
Mm-hmm.
Is this where we're gonna...
Yeah.
We pull over in Izium to put on the body armor.
Okay, here we go. Whoa.
Your phone preemptively was like, I need to get down.
No, my phone's like this. We're going where? Get the out of here. Yeah, none of this was here last time I was here. Oh my God. I've been seeing videos of the drones getting under these nets as well. Like they kind of find
yeah,
a gap,
they kind of, like I can see the end of the drone tunnel up here, the net tunnel. Yeah, they'll come in through a weak point, like an entryway, and yeah, they'll come in and they'll hit you.
There's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I think the Russian drones can go about 120 kilometers an hour. So apparently if you go above that.
I think it's all luck of the draw. Look at this. It's like this has been my home for the last 2 years. Many of my friends that are like civilians in the city, this is where they're born and raised, or many of them were from Donetsk, from Luhansk, and they came to Kramatorsk to, because they didn't want to leave Donetsk Oblast. They wanted to be near their home if they couldn't be there. And now we're on the verge of the possibility of losing that as well. And it's not just about military, I am in a completely voluntary battalion. Not one person has been mobilized. Every single one of them has motivation to save their people, to save their cities, their history. It's so important to the people here.
At the checkpoint we were just at as well, I noticed they were like staring up at the sky the whole time. Like the two guys?
Yep.
I feel like I'm safer once we're in Kramatorsk.
Yes.
So if we see one coming towards the windscreen, what is the best thing to do? Is it to try and slow down and jump out? Is it to like put your head? Like what?
I would put your head down, absolutely. You don't want it to blow up in your face. Look at this up here. Look it. Look it. It's a rifle.
We turn right and finally make it into Kramatorsk.
All right. Well, we're out of the shit. We made it. Goodness.
That was...
But we can take off our protective gear now and finally listen to some music. All right.
As soon as we arrive in Kramatorsk, I find a video of the 3 iconic wind turbines blown to pieces intentionally by Russian FPV drones. They were standing last time I was in the city, so we drove to check it out.
This is so surreal. This is the propellers of the wind turbine. If you look at what Russia's done to the environment in this country, the Novokahova Dam, thousands of tons of waste into the Black Sea filled with sea mines. But just look at this, the blade is right behind me. It's disgraceful, you can smell the fiberglass.
Russia has been hammering the power grids all across Kramatorsk. The city has been almost completely without electricity for 2 weeks. And for the first time, FPV drones are hitting the city center. I get a call from Omar. He commands the 93rd Brigade's fiber optic drone platoon. He tells me they're fighting on multiple fronts in Konstantinivka and Pokrovsk, everywhere the ground is hottest. Omar takes me to one of their hidden labs where they test new systems. Fiber optic cable might sound high-tech, but in reality, it's infamously fragile. It snags on tree branches and it catches on rooftops. So these guys decided to 3D print a whole mechanism that twists the cable as it feeds out, doubling its strength. Almost every component on this desk was printed right here in this room. The only thing they import is the Chinese cable, which they now run through their custom loop before it reaches the drone. Omar leads me downstairs to show me weapons that were never meant to fly. Old RPG warheads, mortar rounds, and tank shell fragments. Normally, these would be fired from a shoulder or dropped in a tube. Instead, the team saws them apart, cleans them up, and grafts them onto 3D printed mounts so they can hang perfectly under a drone.
Napalm. I love this combo. Destroy a tank.
So you adapt like old school weapons for new drone?
Because have many kilogram. Many.
It's
very
too heavy for a drone.
Very hard. Need work from drone.
Yeah.
TNT.
Old school TNT.
This C4.
Omar wants to test fly some new components, so we drive east out of Sloviansk. There's drones in the sky, so the unit sends a soldier ahead of us, rifle ready, tasked with shooting anything down before it reaches the car. Inside the car, I find their latest invention, a 3D printed anti-drone gun that they call Last Chance, and the name is literal. It's what you use when the jammers fail, when the escort misses, and when a kamikaze drone is already driving right at your head.
Call it last chance.
We arrive at the field south of Sloviansk.
Bakhmut.
Bakhmut this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
То він буде стояти, дивитися, щоб якщо що збивати. Щоб нам не мішало. Ви теж слухайте.
Не, ну если что, хуярим?
Ну да. Ну, збиваємо. Тікати нема смисла.
Мы ж любим сбивать.
А всі слово.
What is the situation in the Donbas you see?
У нас співвідношення сил 1 до 10, так? Вони кидають всіх, навіть цих безпритульних забирають з вулиці і відправляють на фронт. Ми, знаєш, аналогія Lord of the Rings, Властелін колець, от реально. Нас мало, але ми the best. Воюємо проти Орди, реально. Потрібно розуміти, що Росія не зупиниться тільки на Україні. Повірте. Готуйтесь до цього і допомагайте Україні. Під час допомоги ви будете самі готуватися.
We get a phone call inviting us to the newly built command center, deep underground, almost impossible to access. To reach it, you gotta drive through Druzhkivka, the fallback city after Konstantinivka. It's hit by FPV drones every single day, and civilians are being evacuated non-stop. Russian saboteurs are reported inside the city, so you have to drive fast and only between the narrow curfew from 11 AM to 3 PM. We briefly stop in the center. A fresh FPV strike has torn a crater straight through the main square. 8 weeks ago, this local market was still standing. Now it's gone, flattened by a fab. Messages for help are sprayed on the walls across the city. We get back in the car and head for the command center. It used to be in Konstantinivka, but that city is now besieged, so the whole operation has been moved back, rebuilt from scratch, and only recently gone online. From here, commanders watch everything. Russian drone feeds, intercepted signals, live data streaming into the Delta system. It's one of the most important nerve centers on this front, buried deep underground.
Was there someone in the hole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Our anti-drone system is activated and the enemy drones fall down.
Just now?
Yeah.
I asked Igor, the commander, what's going to happen next.
How have things changed in the last few weeks in this whole area?
Ні, ну, не тільки ж Покровськ, вони ж намагались на Добропілля прорватися також, що не вийшло. І зараз трохи натиск їх збавились, або у нас. Тому що частину на Покровськ перекинули, підселять. Ну і, можливо, теж щось перегруповуються. А так вони ж пробували розширяти ці движення з Покровська, ближче сюди, к Дружковці, Константинівці взяти, щоб зустрітися з тими, що з Лимана-Славянська обходять. Вони ж так і не зустрілись, і цей прорив на Доброполя не пройшов, то вони звузити не змогли. А так не змінилось, як стояли, як зайшли, стояли, так уже і стоїмо.
Putin said 2 days ago that he wants to take the whole of the Donbas by February 2026. What do you react when you hear statements like that?
Ні, ну терміни встановлюються ж, опять же, як з цією війною, тут не угадаєш, скільки ще воно буде.
From what these guys have said and what they showed me on the screens, the front here is stable. Druzhkivka is holding. The only Russian gains are in the areas they've already broken through, and that's nowhere near this city. Before I head out, they make me a bowl of borscht, something I've seen in almost every Ukrainian unit. And then they tell me about the Russian saboteurs slipping into the city and the single secret word that exposes them instantly.
Они не могут говорить слово «поляныця».
They can't say word Polyanitsa. It's a mean Ukrainian circle breed.
Поляниця, полуниця, Укрзалізниця.
When the war is started, everyone can, with this word, know who you are.
Really?
Yeah. It's a little Ukrainian secret.
Say полуниця.
Polonitsia. No.
No.
Oh my God.
On our way out of Druzhkivka, we get invited to meet Alexander. He once commanded a T-64 tank and survived FPV strikes while fighting across the Pokrovsk sector. So, he knows every ridge and tree line in the landscape. And now, he leads the drone unit inside the 93rd Brigade's tank battalion, which means he's got one of the clearest views of what's happening on the ground right now in Pokrovsk.
Oh, it's a mess. Вважаю міцного.
Very beautiful boots.
Thank you.
Nice shoes. Nice shoes.
Yeah, I
For
thought they were
this
perfect.
weather, amazing. It's professional.
So what do you think is happening in Pokrovsk right now as we're speaking? Like,
Our forces currently destroyed one of the flanks of the Russian offensive, small groups of infantry, and trying to infiltrate to the city. But in the city, we have numerous of positions, and they are all mixed. I mean, Russian positions and our positions, they are all mixed, in different houses in different points of Pokrovsk. It's information, from my friends.
and so is it a bit of is it like a chaotic mess kind of
Yes,
situation?
yeah.
What do you think will happen?
It's very hard to predict. It depends of a lot of factors. For example, weather.
Yeah.
weather is currently the case.
This is a great point, because the entire region of Pokrovsk is smothered in a thick blanket of fog. And that changes everything, especially in a war normally watched above by thousands of drones, which are suddenly reduced to a few meters of visibility. The eyes that usually map every movement are blinded, and the battlefield dissolves into confusion. And in that kind of weather, chaos becomes cover. Russian assault teams use the mist to slip forward on foot and on bikes, creeping into places they could never reach under the clear skies. Fog doesn't guarantee an advantage, but in this phase of the war, it often gives Russia the window it needs. The drone detector starts beeping. That means an FPV is within range, so we head inside an abandoned building and wait for it to pass. And while we wait, I walk through what's left of the factory.
It looks like they put multiple missiles, cabs, rockets into this factory that was just making ceramics, teacups. You can see these are just production lines to make teapots and teacups for families. Oh my God, look at this.
While I wait in this factory, I looked at its past and found something astounding. It made 25 million pieces of porcelain every year, and the history reveals something amazing about the Donbas. In the 18th century, more than 30 ethnic groups lived right here. The majority, ethnic Ukrainians. People figured out how to pull salt from the earth, how to fire ceramics, and how to turn clay into beauty that was exported across Europe. It was a creation hub, and the identity was never Russian. Even at the end of the Soviet Union, in the spring of 1991, Donetsk miners went on strike, demanding the removal of the USSR's president and independence from Moscow's control. They called for Ukraine's constitutional sovereignty. Historians now say that those uprisings were one of the many triggers that helped collapse the Soviet Union. All here in the Donbas, the same region that Russia now claims was always theirs. The craft in this factory, generations shaping porcelain from clay, is just one thread in a much older tapestry. And standing here in the rubble, you realize how fragile all of this is, how quickly centuries of identity, of culture and memory can be smashed by a few rockets, and how easily a region with its own history, its own voice, can be threatened with erasure. If Russia takes the Donbas, all of this, the heritage, the craft, the stories, could slip back into the hills they came from, back into the earth. The drone detector finally goes quiet and it's safe to head out. We drive back towards Kramatorsk and pass the turnoff to Konstantinivka. Footage from how the city looks right now is sparse, because it's almost impossible to get in and out. But Irina, who's in the front seat, gave me this material that she filmed on her body cam from the 1st of December 2025, and it shows the city in total decay.
Ну что, можем туда пройти?
Я не сильно хочу потом.
Ладно, все, не надо тогда. Я сама быстренько.
She's breathing heavily because there's drones in the sky, and almost anyone outside gets hit. This could be some of the last footage ever filmed in that city, if it's taken by the Russians. And that is my next question. 8 weeks ago, I sat down with the commander of the Alcatraz battalion. He's been fighting in Konstantinivka. Back then, he was confident the city would hold. I wanted to know what he thinks about the situation now.
How has the situation been since I last saw you in Konstantinivka? Is it containable? Will the city fall?
Насправді ситуація дуже швидко міняється. Кожну годину, кожен там півдня вона досить динамічна. Там і такі ситуації по-різному бувають. Тобто ми всі знаємо, що в кількісному показнику вони нас перебільшують. Вони воюють кількістю, ми якістю. Тому на даний час сказати важко, як буде відбуватися ситуація.
The commander's tone about Konstantinivka has shifted from contained to uncertain. Echoes what I heard from every unit today. I headed back inside to catch up with April before we tried to get some sleep.
It's been 6 weeks since I was last here, and it feels like it was like going on a combat patrol just to get here this time.
Yeah, it is even for me, you know. I was there just a few weeks ago on that road, and to see today the destruction, the amount of cars and stuff that were there, and the amount of just burn patterns on the road where you can see like they had removed the vehicles, but a car was hit there. It has changed dramatically.
I've only been here for a couple of hours in this house, and there's been shaking in the actual floor. Yeah. Is this normal every single night?
It wasn't like this, no. And now, yeah, I mean, Konstantinivka is really not that far away, and they're smashing Druzhkivka. That's what they do when they're... The last 2 days, I'm exhausted right now. I don't know if anybody can see that, but I'm exhausted. I slept 3 hours last night.
How do you cope with not sleeping? Like, whenever I come to places like this or Kherson, I last 2 to 3 days max, and then I'm just like emotionally wiped out.
Do you want to actually know? I was gonna wait until tomorrow. Do you want to see my room? This used to be my bedroom. I moved everything out of here. I need more space for my guys. This is what I do. I do it until I can't do it anymore. I have socks for my guys. These are like more summery. I'm gonna get rid of a bunch of them. There's underwear, there's winter socks, there's Band-Aids, gauze, all of the things for IFAX. Do it until I'm absolutely exhausted, and when I hit that bed, I just pass out.
Do you think we'll have a good night's sleep? You think it's a calm night?
The thing about it, actually in 2022, a Ukrainian told me, if you hear the rocket, it's okay, because you're alive, you heard it. If you don't hear the rocket, it's okay, because you're dead and you don't know.
The next morning, I drive to a nearby evacuation point. It's a lifeline for civilians from towns like Konstantinivka, where the fighting is now so close. Recent reports say people are now being buried in their own front gardens. Yet, still hundreds remain, and I wanted to understand why people hold on when everything around them is still falling apart. Universal Aid Ukraine is a small team based in Kramatorsk. They evacuate families at the very last second. For them, every run is basically a combat patrol. Recently, this FPV tried to hit their car.
It's getting closer, it's getting closer!
Hey, it's getting closer!
Oh, fuck!
Быстро с другой стороны!
They often do up to 10 evacuations per day, all in this one car. They witness small tragedies every day. Like this woman who leaves her house with one message to soldiers. I arrive at the evacuation point and I meet the team behind these journeys.
Hey, how's it going? I'm good. That's a little noisy.
That's a bit distracting, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
We head inside this abandoned school with civilians who have just left their homes at the very last second, unsure if they'll ever return. A young couple from a town south of Druzhkivka tell me why they've decided to go and what it means to walk away from everything familiar.
And what happened this morning so far?
Евакуювалися, тому тікаємо від поганого життя, скажімо так. Обстановка накаляється.
Future hold.
Сподіваюсь на краще. На саме найкраще, мирне та вільне життя.
hope one day to return?
Так. Сподіваюсь. Процветание реально вот это. Не как сейчас.
This couple are heading to Odessa, where friends can take them in. But for so many others in this room, the future is uncertain. No relatives waiting on the other end, no idea where they'll sleep next week. Only the knowledge that staying meant dying. This woman in the red jacket pressed her keys into her neighbour's hand before climbing into this van this morning, hoping it will still fit the lock when she returns, if she ever can. This is the reality for civilians in Ukraine every single day. Since 2022, more than 11 million Ukrainians have been displaced, families scattered across the country and across the world, carrying whatever pieces of their old lives they could hold on to. Days like this aren't rare, they're constant. Given these guys have lived in Kramatorsk for 2 years, I want to know what they think is going to happen to the city.
What do you think is going to happen in the future? Here.
I'm not really as hopeful as I used to be honest. Yeah, we are already sitting there every evening thinking, when do we start flying Kramatorsk and Sloviansk?
On December 3rd, I get a message from Anna about her evacuation flyers in Kramatorsk.
Hey Caolan, I hope you're well. Currently looks like we'll be flying Kramatorsk and Sloviansk earlier than expected, likely by the end of this month. We've been monitoring the situation and it looks like the developments around Konstantinivka and Liman are getting much worse, faster than expected. Yesterday we had a fiber optic sleeper drone in downtown Kramatorsk, so the drone situation is also getting much worse.
This indicates the situation in Kramatorsk is deteriorating rapidly. While driving through the city, I read a train's been shelled leaving Kramatorsk, and a decision's been made to close the station for good. So we drove down there to check it out.
So the last train left Kramatorsk a few days ago, and the station is now closed because the Russians have been hitting civilian trains, and it's too dangerous now. And don't forget, this is a station where in 2022, civilians were evacuating. Women and children with their luggage trying to escape during the full-scale invasion. And the Russians launched a cluster bomb that exploded right here in the center of the train station, and it killed over 50 civilians, over 50 innocent people. Luggage was strewn everywhere.
At least 50 are dead, most of them women, children, and the elderly.
Among the bodies, their belongings still scattered across the station. A mobile phone and a children's toy.
And people should never forget what happened here.
Before 2022, this station was bustling, filled with Ukrainians visiting Kramatorsk, which back then was an entirely different city. Christmas in the town square was filled with trees and children dancing. Families spent weekends at the salt lakes floating in the mineral water. Football matches played out in the small stadium near the centre. And the markets were part of locals' daily routine. On December 1st, Russians fired rockets right into the centre of this market, burning everything to the ground.
Це має загнути контейнера, от того ж все пошкоджене. Спасибо рашистам і вибачаюсь.
А ви чим торгували?
Жіночим, все жіночим, все.
Russia has intensified its attacks on Kramatorsk. Yet, the city keeps breathing. People still hold to their routines and whatever pieces of normal life they can save. I'm leaving the city at sunset, maybe for the last time in a long while.
I love this region more than anything. It's like been like Ukraine's last stand for so long, long before 2022, you know, these people defiantly staying here and so Ukrainian and patriotic of them, living under occupation in Kramatorsk, and just these people have been through so much to be here, and it's the heart and soul of Ukraine, all of these like industrial places. It's why, you know, people always talk about like the divide of the East and the West, and I think it's just really because like the working class is here. I'm from a place, hydroelectric dams, pulp mills, and refineries, and here it's the same. It's coal, it's steel, it's salt. This area has so much history. But the Vipers here, and they're in the Red Book of Ukraine. There's so many plants here that are in the Red Book of Ukraine. There's so many things that are endangered in this beautiful, beautiful oblast and these steeps. It's really heartbreaking to know that, like, there's a large chance we will never see any of this stuff again. There's so many aspects of this and so much of the world that is involved in this that's outside of just a country. It's... God, I love this place.
April talks about the Donbas the way poets talk about their childhood. The sky, the old hills, the relics buried under the soil. And she's right. For all its factories and front lines, the Donbas is ancient, mythical, older than any of the wars that have been fought across it. And after 3 years of driving along these roads, this time feels different. As we leave Kramatorsk and the sun slips behind the city, for the first time I catch myself thinking this might be one of the last sunsets that we see here. April takes us to a new polygon, a training ground where the 93rd is preparing for the next wave of Russian assaults, where new recruits based for what comes after the fog. We're arriving at night and everyone is tired. And this time, I don't want to ask the usual questions, not what the frontline maps are saying today, not what the new Russian tactic is, not which drone came in the dark. I want to ask something different, how it feels to watch the Donbas tighten around them, how it feels to see the slow encirclement, how it feels to watch towns, their towns, disappear one by one. That is when I met Sava, a sergeant in the 93rd. He's been fighting in Konstantinivka for more than a year.
How long do you think this will continue for?
I don't know.
No.
You know, I don't know. Shit in there. Fucking shit. And if we stay on a Kramatorsk, we will be on a circle. So.
In Kramatorsk?
Yeah.
Soon?
Yeah, we're now in a circle. Maybe month or two, and Kramatorsk will be.
Really? How does it make you feel saying those words about Kramatorsk becoming the new battle, or maybe falling? Like, even as a Ukrainian, you know, saying these things, how does it feel like this?
I don't think about that.
What do you hope to see in the future?
I don't know. We must stop it. We must stop this fucking war.
What motivates you to keep fighting every day?
My children, my family, my wife, my mom. 10 years before, our country was the best country in the world. So.
Before 2014?
Before, yeah, before. It was a good, nice country.
What made it so great?
Our people. You must understand us. You are from Ireland?
Yeah.
So, why you ask me? Oh, yeah.
Can I ask you something?
It's same shit like the Great Britain and Ireland. Same shit.
It's the same thing. This is why I love Ukraine. It's weird. I always felt like some sort of connection when I first came to Ukraine. Both my parents are adopted as well, and recently we found out my great-grandparents are all buried in Odessa, Oblast.
Oh, yeah.
So I always felt like a connection with Ukraine like this, and that's why I love to tell stories here. But if everywhere in Ukraine was liberated tomorrow, every oblast, even Crimea. Where is the first place you would visit?
My home.
Do you think about this a lot?
Every time. All time. I think about it. I don't know. I want to go home. That's it. I don't need this war. I just want to go home. To my wife, to my children. That's it.
What's the first thing you would do if you could go home with your wife and your children? Would you make a dinner? Would you go out? What would you do?
I go sleeping.
What is your biggest fear? No.
Long war. Long. I want to go home.
And where is home now?
Where is? I don't know. I even don't know.
What's he digging?
They are digging the front of the plant that you're supposed to sit down. See these logs here?
Oh, they're gonna go on the top.
Yeah.
А что это?
Камера.
А,
Это камера, да.
Я думал, блядь, лопата.
It's my final day in the Donbas, and the soldiers are already digging in. They're digging in because winter is coming. They're digging in because Russia is coming. In 2023, I made my first film in Ukraine. Cities like Izium and Kherson had just been liberated, and a feeling of hope stretched across Ukraine. A belief that liberation would continue, that Russia would be forced back to its borders, that the atrocities it committed would finally be held to account. I went to Seversk, a town surrounded by smokestacks, where a woman showed me seeds that she had planted. Seeds of hope. Hope that her grandchildren would one day watch grow.
Когда все закончится, у нас поднимутся головы, будет настроение такой жизни, и мы будем деревья сажать, цветы сажать, чтобы было все красиво. Чтобы детям, правнукам оставить.
I went to Pokrovsk, which was a refuge, a safe place for those sheltering from the storm further east. This week, Russian troops entered Seversk. This week, a Russian flag flew over Pokrovsk. I came to Ukraine to tell the truth. And the truth right now is hard. That good doesn't always win, and dictators don't always fall. The front line is moving in the wrong direction. Russia has more men, more shells than this country should ever have been forced to confront. And the disinformation spreading across the world is blinding people faster than any fog on the battlefield. But this is not the first time Ukraine has been cornered by an empire. This country has been colonized, erased from maps, denied its language, stripped of its history. It's been swallowed again and again, and yet it survived. It endured. And that is what this film is really about. Not the weapons, not the statistics, but the Donbas. A land with more history than the nation trying to steal it. A place shaped before Russia existed. Clay that once held nomadic tribes, soil that remembers who lived and died here. These aren't random battle lines like politicians describe on television. They're memories, identities, they're people. They're the inheritance of centuries. And now, no one knows what comes next. For the first time, a soldier told me in uniform that he believes the Donbas might fall soon. And you can feel the exhaustion everywhere. The pause between conversations. Winter has set in. Corruption scandals hit the headlines. People are tired. But they haven't stopped. Every soldier in this film wakes up and fights for their home, even knowing the cost.
Я хожу жить в своем государстве, в Украине.
Я все люблю.
We are protecting our houses, we are protecting our homes.
My children.
Every civilian holds on until the last possible moment, and that is where the truth turns. Because even now, even here, even under this pressure, the spirit that carried Ukraine through every century of hardship is still alive. It's the same spirit in the seeds that were planted in Seversk. And those seeds will grow, whether they grow in that garden or somewhere new. Because no matter what territory is lost, no matter how dark this winter becomes, the people you've seen in this film will keep fighting for the life that comes after it.
Hey, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This was such a huge effort to put this whole film together, to edit every single sequence and to tell the story of basically the Donbas, which is a difficult story right now. And if you want to help promote this video, please leave a comment, please like, subscribe. I love reading feedback on top of that. And if you really want to tangibly help Ukraine as well, I've collaborated with April on a project. It's called Caolan's Battlefield Buggies, and we want to get 2 fully equipped buggies to the front line. It's already 50% funded right now. These are really great buggies. They're really helpful for evacuations, for getting supplies to and from the front, and basically keeping people alive. And April knows better than almost anyone else I know exactly what units need right now in that area. So we're halfway there. So if you want to help contribute to that, it's a great organization, and I'll leave the link in the description below this video. So thank you so much for watching this film. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.